Welcome to my screencast. I'm Lisa Givan, and I'm going to walk you through my webpage that I created for Biology V01 at Ventura College, specifically Professor Algiers' class relating to the unit on ecology. The webpage itself is a guide through all of the biomes of Earth and their characteristics and the facts that need to be known for the test on this unit. On the home page, you'll find your navigation area. I'll go over that in a minute. First, I wanted to show what some of the features I felt were most important for a inviting web page. The first is that there would be key concepts in list format so that the student doesn't have to wade through a block of text that's cluttery and overwhelming. I wanted it to be very concise and uncluttered. And I wanted to use a theme so that it was easy to read with one font, and each page would look similar so that the student would be able to find what they needed right away without having to wade through a bunch of superfluous stuff. In that regard, I also only used graphics with a purpose. All of the graphics that are used on the pages are specifically important for the content of the chapter. On the home page, you'll find the key concepts area in which I categorized the areas that need to be known for the test. I used bold text so that each category is easily defined, and I put a list of basic definitions to the left. Those are definitions that are almost certain to be on the test, so the student needs to know what these things are. I also split concepts into aquatic biome concepts and terrestrial biome concepts to make it easier for them to know what they're going to need to retain for the test. Additionally, there are maps for reference. The homepage shows maps for terrestrial biomes and aquatic biomes, and it's the entire world, so they at a quick glance can tell where each of the biomes exist. I also felt it was important to link through hot button links the lectures that Professor Algiers uploads to YouTube. This is the three-part lecture for the ecology unit. And that way, if a student needs to reference back to something from the lecture, they can easily just click and have the lecture open up in another window, and they're able to access it that way. At the top of the page, you'll see a navigation bar. The navigation bar has links for home and references, but it also has two drop-down menus, one for terrestrial biomes and one for aquatic biomes. And when you drop down that menu, you'll see a list with the names of each biome. And this is something I thought was important because the student would be able to go specifically to the biome they were having trouble with or wanted to know more about, without having to wade through a wall of text and images about things they already are familiar with. So if the student was struggling with the grasslands biome, they could click on the grasslands and be taken specifically to a page that only relates to the grasslands. This is just a quick look at the grasslands page and what it looks like when you open it. This is actually what each biome page looks like. They all have the same format. This is just the grasslands one. So it opens with a image of the area, and as you scroll down, you'll see a slideshow that you can click through to see different characteristics of the biome. So as you look at the page, you'll see that each page has a summary in the left corner, and that's just a small, concise bit of information about that specific biome. There's a map to the right that shows where that biome exists in the world. And then it scrolls down to characteristics. There's weather, plants, animals, just important characteristics for that biome. And then depending on the page, there's either hot button links to additional information, and some of them have hyperlinks with text that's highlighted, and you can click on that and go to areas with information about that biome. Every layout is consistent for ease of navigation. Here's just another quick look at the characteristics area. where it has weather, plants, and animals. As you can see, the text is a little bit different colored here, and that one would be a hyperlink. So if you clicked on that one, you would get information about cactus in the desert. So each page has different things linked that I found interesting. Also, at the bottom of every page is a facts area. This one is about the desert. And there's just some simple facts that could be important for the student to know, or even just something interesting for them to take away from the class that they didn't know before. Here's a better look at the hyperlinks. As you can see, plants is a little bit lighter gray. So if you hover over it, you'd be able to click on that and be taken to another page about plants. And this one, I believe, is the tundra. Also over here to the right, on every page this sidebar exists. This sidebar is documentaries for each and every biome. There's just some interesting documentaries that I found that I thought would increase and broaden the knowledge of the student. And the last page is the references page. Like I said, you can access it from the top navigation bar. And I separated the references into categories. So you can find the image references in one block, general content in one block, and then each of the biomes have a section where you can find where I got the information for each of them as well. This is just a list of my top 10 list from my log to illustrate that I feel that I covered all of the important features that I wanted on my web page. I think I already went over them through each slide, but I wanted to list them here as just a concise reference on one page.